Good evening. It's 6:15. It's October 9th, and I'll call the Dudley Conservation meeting to order. Members present:
Nancy Vukovic.
Samantha Costello.
George Slingo.
Fran Mikulajczyk.
Okay, first on the agenda is Lyons Road, NOI for subdivision, public hearing continued. No DEP number yet, and awaiting revised engineering plans. Our consultant's recommendation is continued public hearing to October 30th.
I make a motion, we continue the public hearing for Lyons Road to October 30th.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is Noble Street Lot 1R2, NOI for construction of a new dwelling and associated activities.
You can actually move.
Matt's recommendation is to continue the public hearing to October 30th. Pending Town Council's advisement on condition number 5 of the approved subdivision plan.
I make a motion, we continue the public hearing for Noble Street Lot 1R2 to October 30th.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is Noble Street Lot 1R3, NOI for construction of a new dwelling and associated activities. Matt's recommendation is continue the public hearing to October 30, pending Town Council advisement on condition number 5 of the approved subdivision plan.
I'll make a motion that we continue the public hearing to October 30th for Noble Street Lot 1R3.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is 14 Lakeview Ave, an NOI for demolition of existing dwelling, construction of a new dwelling, and removal of 19 trees. I'll open the public hearing at 6:17. Is anybody here for that?
Good evening. What happened to Dickie?
Had surgery.
He had surgery.
These are the receipts for the registered mail that went out to the abutters. In the paper. I don't have one of them, but I'll get it. For some reason, the paper wasn't delivered to me.
Could you please state your name for the record?
My name is Conrad Allen. I live on Flaxfield Road here in Dudley, and I'm looking to build a house to move into on 14 Lakeview. It has been an eyesore for the last 30 years. There's a big red X on it saying, if it catches on fire, don't go in because nobody lives there. It's just been a blight on the neighborhood. And so my wife and I are looking to move over there and put a small house up on a small lot.
So where are all the trees located?
Again, it's nobody been there for 30 years. It's all around everywhere. It's all well within the 100 feet of the water. It's just, you can't see the water. So what I would do is be, again, with the order of conditions, be hiring somebody that has a bucket truck and taking it down piece by piece by piece so that we don't disturb the water. There will be, I presume, hay bales and silt fences or whatever else you're looking to do. The stumps will be ground 6 inches below the existing contour of the land so that I can loom it and seed it.
Okay. Are you putting up a new concrete wall at the water's edge too?
No. As you face the house with the water being in the rear, there'll be a 10-foot addition put on, well, within the setbacks of res 10. But no, there's no wall going down. No, we're just gonna put that new foundation in and take out the old foundation and make a knee wall there, George, so you can have windows and doors.
Could you please come up here and?
Of course.
I'm trying to make heads or tails.
Okay, so this is the water.
Oh, okay.
This is the water right here. This is Lakeview.
Yeah, I saw this. I thought this
Oh,
was the
yeah, I
water.
thought that was the
No,
water,
no,
where
this
that
is-
wall is,
So
yeah.
this is the water here. This shed is coming down, and then there's very little grass. It's all trees that have
Yeah.
grown up poorly. I had a arborist go out there to look at it, see, what I could save and what I couldn't save, and he said they're junk trees. They're decaying now. So these trees are all along here. This is the existing footprint as you see it now.
Yep.
So I'm looking to put the 10 feet, this is the setback lines, where you can build on this lot.
Okay. So this, is there,
That's the water.
is there, if I,
Oh, of course.
okay.
Yeah, I thought that wall.
What are you doing with this?
I thought that was,
I'm gonna, it's actually in pretty good shape
Yeah, it looks
structurally, so I'm going to side it and put a new roof on. It's got a cement floor, it's really pretty rugged.
isn't it stone?
The foundation for the house is stone.
No, I mean
yes.
the garage.
Part of it's stone, but the footing is for
Oh,
sure.
the footing, I thought the whole,
No, it's shingles.
Okay.
maybe that water's out there.
All right.
Some butters.
Are there any abutters?
Joyce Narodzinski, at 16 Lakeview Ave, our property abuts the right-of-way, which abuts this property. And I have gone over and looked at the trees that are marked, and they don't all look like they're on his property. Some of them look like they're on the right-of-way. That was one question I had. And I'm kind of concerned, it's an extremely small lot. And he wants to change it from a 1.5-story to a 2-story home. And that's going to affect the additional property we own, which is across the street, 15 Lakeview Ave. And that is going to change our view. That's going to obstruct our view to the pond at 15 Lakeview Ave. If you go from a 1.5-story to a 2-story, 1.5-story, I'd like it to stay the same. I don't want it to go any higher.
Okay.
That's our
The answer to the
objection.
question is not going any higher. It's gonna be a 1 3/4. It's gonna have a full shed dormer facing the water and 2 A-dormers facing her house on Lakeview. So the height is not gonna change. I mean, it's already a 1.5-story house.
I think you have to bring that to the planning board, because we only deal with the wetland part,
Yep.
so you might want to talk to them.
It's an awfully steep back, like the edge of that property,
Yep.
to go to the water. It's very steep, and I don't know how close, it seems like he's going closer to the water.
No, I'm
Nope.
not.
No, it's in the
I'm
same
not.
footprint, if you
Nope.
want to come look.
No, he has it, I don't mind
This
looking
is
at it.
the-
I haven't
this-
seen any plans of
This
it.
is the existing house as you see right here.
Mhm.
This is the addition I propose to put on the 10-foot in the garage.
Mhm.
So it's not going back further, it's not going back that way, and it's not going back
So
that way.
this is existing?
Yes, that's all existing.
So
And this-
what are you adding on? 10 feet to the
there.
right
Yeah,
side?
to the right side.
Mm.
And where you see just a slanted roof now, you're gonna
Mhm.
see a slanted roof again when I'm done. I'm
Mhm.
gonna have 2 little A-dormers.
And I guess I'm just concerned that he's just gonna build and flip, that he's not gonna live there. That is a big concern.
Well, I just said I'm gonna live there, man.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so you're gonna call me a liar, that's fine.
I didn't say that.
I said I'm gonna
I
live
just
there.
said that I don't feel that that's gonna happen, but.
But again, that's not
I
in
know,
our, that's not
I'm,
our,
I'm concerned about the trees. I mean, that's one of the reasons I came. The trees that I see marked off, they did come and marked off a lot of trees. It's a lot of trees to take down, but some of them don't look like they're on his land. They look like they're in the right-of-way.
Where is the right-of-way? Which
The
side?
right-of-way is to the left side facing the water.
No, facing the street is to the left side. If you're standing in front of the house, it's to the left of the house.
Yes.
okay.
It's
Is
right
that-
where it says concrete retaining wall dilapidated, that's the right of way right there. I mean, nobody uses it because it's all trees.
It's deeded into every house on Catherine Street. That's deeded property to every house on Catherine Street.
Ma'am, I won't touch a tree there. I won't touch
No,
a
I'm
tree.
just saying that the ones that are marked, I feel they're on the right of way,
I'm on
that's
record,
all.
I'm right here, I'm just telling you that I'm not gonna take those trees down. You can just leave them right up so nobody can use it right away. I don't
No.
have a
He's
problem
gonna
with
have to have it
People
surveyed
use the
anyway.
right of way.
that. Well, where do they park?
They don't park, they live on Catherine Street.
Okay. Well, how do they get to the water then?
It doesn't matter, that's a right of way that is
Can't
deeded.
get to the water though. That's my only point.
They have
I
every
will not-
right to
I
clean
will
that
go on record
property and use
to the
it.
Conservation
That's their
Commission. I'm
right.
not gonna cut down any trees that are not on my property.
Yep.
Unless they're leaning over and they're diseased or something that's gonna fall on my house.
So, that was my issue, is
He has
this,
to have it surveyed anyway.
He has to
I
have it
I
surveyed.
have had it surveyed. That's a professional survey right there done by J.D. Engineering. J. Dubois and Jeremy Croto,
Brutal.
DC Engineering. Yeah, I had a
Maybe
full.
you can see the
This is
markers
Highwood
that were
Road.
put there. Are there markers there?
I didn't
There
see
are
any
3
markers,
pins.
all I
There-
saw
there-
was
Maybe you
drawings
guys
on the
can meet
road.
up and she can see where the pins are. That would
I
comfort
showed her son
her.
what I was gonna do, so I have no problem showing her.
Thank you.
But there are 3 pins existing that are there. So it's, and they are marked now, they put red tapes, as George will tell you, they put red tapes there so you can easily find them. I have no, you want to keep the trees? I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that at all. I was just trying to clean up the neighborhood. But you don't want it, I won't do it.
It's just the ones on the right of way, that's all I questioned,
Ma'am,
that's
I'm
all.
happy that they're there, because nobody can park. They can't get to the water anyways. The trees are all blocking it.
You parked in the right of way many times
All the
since you've
time,
been there.
I park
Right,
there, of course I
right,
do.
yeah.
And so do the people that visit your house.
Yeah, but we use it as a driveway, we use it
You can use it however you wanna use
regularly,
it, ma'am.
you know.
Whatever, that's right.
Okay,
So my objection is just basically to the trees, so the trees are gonna stay in the right of way, I have no problem. So,
I have no problem with that at all. Just leave the messy trees there.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
are there any more abutters?
Well, I'm on a butter, but I didn't get a letter, and I'd like to know why I didn't get a letter about this.
Could you please come up to the
The
mic and
microphone, please.
state your name for the record?
My name's Adam Henry Scripsack, and I live on 17 Lakeview Avenue. And it's my understanding that this gentleman wants to build a 2-story house. Well, I want to go back a couple years when a neighbor of mine, Marion Ann Kowiak, wanted to build a 2-story house and take down an existing house that was on the property on the water. And
I
They-
can't answer that question. That's
I
with-
understand
with
that,
the
but they
building
would not
department.
let her build a 2-story house because the view, the man across the street, his view of the lake would have been totally obstructed. So, I don't have any objection, but I don't know if I'm out of line here because I didn't get a letter.
Mr. Slingo, I could give you the,
I'm looking at it right now,
his name's not on there.
right.
And this is the
We-
certified abutters list from the town of Dudley. And his name is not
Well,
on there.
I live right across the street, and in my deed, I got rights to the water, so I can use any one of those right-of-ways.
Yep.
So I'm not denying this man of building a house, but my objection would be for him to build a 2-story house to block the view of the people across the street, where when my neighbor Marion built the house,
Oh.
they wouldn't let it.
Again, I mean,
It's not this department, I'm sorry.
we can't, you know,
Okay, well, I don't know that. I don't know if I'm out of line, and I don't know why I didn't get a
Planning
letter.
board.
It's the
That's
planning
all.
board.
You have to go to the planning board.
Mr. Skripchak, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Where you used to, I used to see you fishing out there, where you used to put your boat in, is that the right-of-way that she's talking about?
I'd go right down that right away.
Is that the one she's talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'd go out of her yard.
Oh, on her ad, not out the right of way though.
But I'd had to
No,
go.
I know that.
I had to take the right away with my car to put the boat in.
Right, well, you couldn't do it now with
Okay,
all the trees
okay.
there.
I just want,
Oh,
I'm
yes,
just
I
trying to
can-
get the
you can go around
location
them
here.
trees.
You have to go on her land.
No, I go on the right of way first, and then I go on her land.
Okay, but you have to go on her
But I
land to
have
get to the water.
permission to do that.
Oh, no, I understand. No, I'm not, I'm just saying you can't get to where all the trees are in the way with a boat.
Oh, no. But, so that's all I have to say. If he was gonna build a 2-story house, like you said, I would be against that, only because they wouldn't let my neighbor do it. That's all I wanna say.
and again, this board
I
has no
understand.
jurisdiction on what
I
he
understand.
builds.
And
So that'd be all I'm just supporting my neighbor, that's all.
I understand.
If you're not, if you are within 100 feet of his property, then you're in a butter, but maybe you're beyond that, and that's why you didn't get a note, that's why you're not
Well,
listed.
I don't know if, it ain't much more than 100 feet. I live on the corner of Catherine and Lakeview.
If it's over 100 feet, you wouldn't be notified. You can verify that down at the assessor's office.
But you had an
Tomorrow.
opportunity to speak anyway, so.
Well, yeah, I spoke.
Yeah.
I'm not denying you the building
Oh, no,
property.
listen, I'm not taking any of this personally.
Okay, are there
That's
any other butters? Any questions from the board?
No.
Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing at 6:30. Consultant, recommendation is MAP performed a site inspection and recommend a standard order of conditions.
I make a motion that we issue a standard order of conditions for 14 Lakeview Avenue.
I'll second it.
A motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. And can I just say something to the board? You have a wonderful, wonderful clerk here. She has been just awesome helping me through this whole minefield and giving me suggestions, and you got a real gem here.
Could you
Thank you.
please send a letter to the Selectman's
I'll
office?
be glad to. I'll be glad.
Thank you.
I'm in and out of a lot of
Appreciate
town halls,
You watch.
and Jen does a great job.
Good man.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Oh, Mr. Allen,
Sign in?
you're not going to touch the trees, right?
Nothing.
Okay?
Nothing. Nope,
All right.
nope. I-
They're not
I'm
on
only here
his
6 months a
property.
year, so I don't have a problem with trees.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next is 72 Oxford Ave enforcement order,
Dudley Ox.
Dudley, Oxford. Enforcement order for 3 counts of wetlands violations. Could you please state your name for the record?
Alan Roblad. Alan Roblad.
Okay. Matt's recommendation is to fine you $900 and negate the remaining fines with the caveat that you file a notice of intent. Notice of intent is filed within 30 days, and the owner meets with Mr. Morrow to review remedial filing details. That's his recommendation.
All right, so what does that actually mean?
That means you have to
pay the fine.
You have to file a notice of intent, and let us know what's going on over there.
Okay.
And that would be after Mr. Morrow meets with you. I can give you his telephone number,
All
or you
right.
could give me yours after the meeting,
Yeah,
and he will be in touch with you, or you could call him. He
okay.
needs to go there, see what work has been done,
Yeah,
and then advise you as to what needs to be done to either remediate what's been done. If it's gone into the wetlands area, you may have to replicate. That's all going to be depending on his actual on-site inspection,
okay,
all right?
yeah.
And you have to pay the fine to us,
To the town of Dudley,
to
yeah.
the town of Dudley?
Yep, conservation.
Okay, so do I wait to meet with this man, this gentleman,
Yes.
before I do anything as far as paying this fine?
Yes.
Or what, okay.
You can pay the
All
fine.
right, so what is my fine?
It's been
900.
reduced to 900.
Okay, when does that need to be paid, and how much time do I got to pay it? I mean, is it gonna be paid tomorrow? Can I wait till next week, or? I
That'll be
mean,
fine. Next week will be fine.
Yeah, all right, now that gets paid to what, the town clerk's office?
You can pay it to the town clerk or the conservation office.
Okay,
And after you meet with Matt, he'll have you fill out a notice of intent. I will help you come in
yeah,
to the office. I'm here on Mondays from 10:30 to 4:30, and Tuesdays 10:30 to 4:30. You can come in and I'll help you fill out those forms. You'll have to notify abutters and put a public hearing notice in the newspaper. So I'll help you with all that.
yeah. All right, now let me just ask you, I just got a quick question. Now my dad passed away, and I'm living in his house. Now, that place has no work done to it for 30 years. All I'm trying to do is better the place. I didn't realize that I was too close to wetlands.
Right, you have to
So-
stay 100 feet away from the edge of
Okay,
wetlands.
so, my next question is, 100 feet, and if I still have work that needs to be done, is there like, you guys that I can talk to, or this guy Matt, to
Right.
get permission?
You,
Yes.
I mean, because,
Matt will meet with you and walk
Okay.
you through what you can and cannot
so
do.
just for instance, 30 years ago, Dudley went down and they dug a trench on the side of Dudley Oxford Road, all the way down our property line. My dad didn't do nothing, he didn't want to fight with nothing, he didn't want to do nothing. They dug a trench, they never did a drain pipe, they just left it a big gully, which is an eyesore, it's a trip hazard, all trash gets dumped in there. I could go pick a contractor's bag of trash every week out of that trench that's been there forever. And I mean, it's ugly, it's a hazard. I mean, I wanted to put a drain pipe in, and I wanted to at least level it off and maybe plant some bushes and make the place look like something instead of being like a, you know,
If you,
shithole.
if you talk to Matt, Matt will tell you what you can and cannot do.
Right, you know.
He'll
I
work
mean,
with you.
Like I said, I'm not trying to do anything out of the ordinary, I just want to better the place. I mean, I know that what I was doing is gonna be seen. There's 400 people a day that go by my house. So,
Probably more than that.
probably more than that. So I know that people are gonna be seeing what I'm doing. I've had more people stop at my house that I don't even know and tell me what an awesome job that I'm doing. But I didn't realize that I was too close and couldn't do certain things. And I'm not trying to ruin the wetlands in any means. If anything, I want to keep them there because I like wildlife, you know? I don't want to destroy the wildlife or nothing like that, you know? It's
Okay.
just work that stuff that needs to be done, and it's a property that hasn't been worked on in years, and I'm just trying to make it look nicer. I mean, it is next to Shepherd Hill. I mean, would you rather have it look like something nice, or would you rather have it look
Right,
like?
but that's, we're not.
No,
we're not-
no, I know
We're not
that.
disputing that, we're
No,
just
I
simply
know that.
saying that there are certain laws within.
Certain laws that
certain
I-
laws that
right.
say within 100 feet of a wetland, there's things you can't do.
Can
you
and can't do.
You can and can't do.
But if
And
I
Matt will
need to
tell
do
you-
something, I have to get permission
Right, you have to-
and
if
like
you
say, okay, I want to plant some
Already have done
bushes.
something, so that's
Alright.
why you need to meet with Matt to
Okay.
figure out, that's why you're being fined.
Yeah.
Because you didn't.
I didn't contact
You didn't go
somebody.
through the right channels.
Right, yep,
That's why you're being fined, and then
Yeah.
also, your meeting with Matt will help you determine what you did, what you need to do to either fix it or whatever. There's ways that, you know, if you filled in something, you may have to dig something out
right,
to get the wetlands back.
Okay.
So he'll tell you everything you need to know, and then you'll work with Carol, as you said, to get the paperwork going, pay the fine, and you'd be on your way,
yeah, okay,
okay?
yeah.
Oh, you're gonna be closed Monday, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
closed
gonna have,
Monday.
I'll have to set a day, because I'm gonna have to take a day off from work, you know? It's too bad we couldn't do this tomorrow, because I got rained out tomorrow. But it's too short notice,
Yeah.
so, hopefully we have a rain
Just-
day in the
just
near
as I said, see
future.
Carol, after the meeting, and you can exchange, I would say Carol, exchange phone numbers, give him Matt's and get his, so that he gets back in touch with our consultant, and he's the man that'll tell you what you can and can't do.
Yeah, I can, if I get the number, I'll call him tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So I make a motion that we fine the owner $900 and negate the remaining fines, with the caveat that a notice of intent is filed within 30 days, and that you will meet with Mr. Morrow to review the filing details.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next is 407 Dresser Hill Road, violation letter, construction of a dirt bike trail in wetlands resource area. Can you please state your names for the record?
My name is Dylan Tremblay.
Haley Hagopian.
Okay, you constructed a dirt bike trail in the wetlands?
No, it's in my backyard. It doesn't go into the woods or protrude into the trails in any way. It's not really necessarily even a track. It's kind of, I had my field leveled and the grass roll-ups, I put them into piles. I do ride my dirt bike in my backyard. I had a noise complaint one time. I cooperated, ceased, and since we've got the letter, no activity whatsoever, so I just want to, I'll have this Matt gentleman come and do a survey if that's whatever needs to be done, but I don't
Okay.
believe that it goes towards any type of wet ground in any way, shape, or form.
So we weren't under the impression that, we have several little ponds in our backyard. We were under the impression that they were like man-made, weren't anything
They're old fisheries.
like super protected type wetlands.
Nobody's ever gone
Those-
back there. When we moved in,
That
there
it
were
was any,
already, there were truck marks where the guy had emptied all of his leaves for years, which is,
Excuse me, those ponds you're talking about, they're two separate ponds, completely separate, like holes dug?
there's
like 4 or 5
there's
of
drainage in
them.
between them. There's PVC
'Cause
pipe
we
going from one to the other to
Our
connect
house
them
is
to
an
keep
old
them.
farm, so there
How-
was piping.
How many
in-
acres was that land?
We have 6 acres total.
Yeah, that's, my cousin used to own that. They made 2 trout ponds back then. They're
Okay.
handmade, they're man-made.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying.
if this was Connecticut, they could fill them in, but this ain't Connecticut, this is Mass.
Well, we
Right.
didn't, we didn't touch anything near the
Yeah.
wetlands.
We
We,
left it all. The ponds
like,
included, they're
pretty
still
sure
there.
we're
Yeah.
probably
Is your
100
dirt bike
feet.
trail going through?
No.
No,
No?
we don't go anywhere near, so I have,
Okay, well, I can make this real easy because Matt, our wetland consultant, would like to meet with you to
Yes.
do a site inspection on that.
Open to it, yep.
So
definitely.
if you could give Matt, she'll give Matt your number, or
Okay.
the other way around.
Yeah,
Should
we'll
give-
Yeah,
exchange information.
we'll get numbers,
Yeah,
yeah.
like we said, we're open to it.
Yeah.
There was
And-
there's a couple pathways that had been put back there that have already, like, there's an old gateway, there was an old, he had a nice,
Like a little like walking
lunch
path
table,
type
picnic
things, yeah.
table down by the water and stuff, but that was all already there. And Webco, I believe it's Webco, is that building behind there? When I first moved in, there were like waste barrels and stuff down there. I mean,
Yeah.
we didn't, there's sinks and stuff, and some of the neighbors
Grass.
are maple treeing our trees, but we've never had a problem with them, so. I'll just
Okay,
turn a
so-
blind eye to it. If any of that is wetland back there, then I feel like a lot of people on our road should be notified because they dump back there. We don't. I dump to the left up in the woodland area, and I know a couple people on my road have been dumping down there. I've been turning a blind eye because they kind of allowed us for a little while to ride dirt bikes
Yep.
casually in the backyard. If it's wetland, nobody should be dumping back there, is my understanding.
Correct.
Anything.
Yeah.
Correct. And where you're the owner of the property, it falls on you.
Yeah, well, now I'm very aware. At first, I wasn't aware that it was, because nobody had disclosed that it was a wetland to me
Yep.
when we purchased the house. So I figured
Yeah, we
it's
knew
woods. They want to dump their
we-
leaves back there, that's fine. There's a couple, real old tires and a sink and some other things, which I don't know who, don't know when. It's been there for years. But all activity around that stuff will, nothing will happen down
Yeah,
there,
we
is what we're
don't go
saying. We'll
anywhere near
cooperate,
it.
we'll let them
Alright.
come look at it.
So someone wants to make a recommendation that they
I
meet with Matt.
make a motion that you meet with Matt Morrow for a site inspection and remedial filing details.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, so make sure you call Matt
ASAP.
and he'll meet with you and go over everything.
Okay.
If there is a miscommunication or a misunderstanding, it'll be straightened out. Matt
Okay.
will
Okay,
Yeah.
figure it out.
Really appreciate it, guys.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Can I vote on it? Birth certificate, I don't see why not. Let someone else make the motion.
Next is 24 Sawmill Road, request for a certificate of compliance.
I make a motion, since Matt's recommendation was, he inspected it and completed, issue a certificate of compliance for 24 Sawmill Road.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next is 7 Cottage Road, request for a certificate of compliance.
I'll make a motion that we issue a certificate of compliance for 7 Cottage Road.
Sue?
Fran seconded.
Fran, you second it?
Second.
A motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, Lot 2, Dudley, Oxford Road, duplicate order of conditions need to be signed, lost original.
Okay.
Oops.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the minutes for September 18th, 2019 as presented.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to accept the minutes for September 18th, 2019. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Anything else? I'd like to make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
At 6:45.
Opposed? Motion carries.